You're joking, right?
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.
You look like it's like 3 a.m.
I'm a little tired.
And I just like woke you up out of a sleep, like I was a kid.
First
and
of
I
all,
came in your room and I was like, Dad,
Dad, the place on fire. I hear somebody in the house.
It's the most parent thing ever to wake up. It's like a meme now where you're like a parent, you wake a parent up and you're like, Dad. And they're like, whoa, what? Like you always wake up insanely. You always wake up insanely
startled. Like anyone would if you woke up in the middle of the night.
No, if someone wakes me up, I'm like, huh?
It's my defense to take care of my family.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a parent thing. It's a meme.
How you doing, Ronnie?
Good. How are you?
All right. What's up, my brother?
Nothing.
Well, it's a normal thing. It's an instinctive thing.
I'm not saying it in a bad way.
I'm not saying I'm just having a conversation about it.
Yeah.
As I say, it's a normal
thing. It's
a
parent thing. It must be.
As you reach a certain age, as a protector, you're startled if you're in a deep sleep. Two is it's the fight or flight. You want to fight and take care of your family.
I don't wake up, I wake up very slowly because I sleep so deep that I've never in my life woken up, like jump awake. Even if someone's waking me up, I go, huh? And then it like takes me like a minute to get out of my sleep.
Okay. I have no problem getting
Why are you so tired? It's 12:30 on a Sunday.
I've been relaxing.
So you're just like chill, not tired. Or are you tired?
So Thursday, Friday night, we had about 10 people over, so we just hung, smoked cigars, relaxed, and then they left around 1-ish, cleaned up to 1:30, and then I was up in bed till like 3, just watching TV. And like at 3:15, I'm like, I gotta go to sleep. The trainers come in the morning. So that put me behind the 8 ball, first of all. And then the trainer came Saturday, he killed me for an hour and a half, fucking killed me. But I got to tell you, I had a really nice day yesterday. I relaxed, went to the beach with Scott and Bran, had lunch, chilled, watched the USC game. I just had a very relaxing day. Maybe the sun a little bit yesterday wiped me out on the beach. Who knows?
Okay.
And went to bed at 12:30, woke up at 8.
Mom's out of town. You have to, because that's why.
And just chilling. And I'm just relaxing. And I guess when I was waiting for, I was watching TV and I was just like sort of maybe dozing. I guess because maybe I'm doing
just
nothing.
An hour nap.
So usually I go a mile a minute.
Right, you're chilling.
Yeah, Mom's in London, coming back tomorrow. She visited her brother. It seems like she's having a good time.
Okay, good.
Why are you so weird?
I'm not weird. The last few sentences you were having a cadence like this. And
I feel like the guy, what's his name, Ross, who paints the pictures?
Bob Ross.
And you take the stroke right here, right?
Yeah. Did he die? Yeah,
he died.
It's a shame.
I used to watch him.
He was very...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, he was in the league of like people who have died who were beloved, like Steve Irwin or
Mr. Rogers.
I was just going to say.
No, but Bob Ross, is that his name?
Bob Ross, yeah.
He was it was very, you know how you can get, I guess he was the equivalent of people getting hooked to social media where you can't get off Instagram. You just keep scrolling.
Something about it mesmerizes
you. Just used to watch him like,
yeah, it's mesmerizing.
We take a little bit of blue and green, yellow, and we make whatever color that is.
That would be green.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Blue and yellow? And he goes, and we stroke it on up, and then
that's what she said.
Pretty sexual when you think about it.
It just
maybe that's why I was masturbated.
It's not sexual. It's just relaxing. It's very peaceful.
Used to watch him and he do these landscapes and
it's a crazy show that even existed. Like that was a show that people watched.
Pull him up for a second. Pull him up for a second.
They're doing a movie on him.
Are they really?
Yeah, I think Owen Wilson.
I think it's gonna do really. I think it's gonna do well.
Movie.
He was very likable. I don't want to see the movie. I want to see him.
Well, yeah, here.
All right. Yeah, show a video quickly with his voice. Or we're going to get canceled.
No, we can. Let's see. The Joy of Painting. That was it. So peaceful.
He was.
Yeah, you're definitely in a Bob Ross.
All right, so it's all good
because
it's all good. I'm also a little hungry. I haven't eaten since yesterday. Let's see. Oh no, that's not.
No, yeah, this I'm gonna say.
Point. And back to our other 2-inch brush, and we'll tap this. I want to create mist again.
Same outfit he wore every time.
And he would always do it where, like, at first you would know it. You're like, this isn't going to turn into anything. This looks horrible. And then by the end, you're like, holy shit, how did that turn into it?
Best friend. Take care of it. Treasure it. There.
He's talking about the canvas.
Okay. Yeah. Let's have some more fun.
Look at him.
Let's Let's see. That takes some black.
He always used the
A
metal
huge,
thing.
yeah.
The metal thing too, though. We always did
And
that.
he would mix the
Just
colors.
throw it on there. Crimson too. What the heck? Be brave. Be brave.
What a legend.
He's
and then
great.
his son took over. Look, this was his son.
I never knew
Welcome
that.
back. Sir,
Let's find his son.
I never knew that.
And I tell you what,
Yeah, that's
on this
just it.
canvas kind of brings me back to that Indian thing. You know,
Different
sounds
voice.
like a drum. Listen to
It's the
that.
voice. The other guy's got the voice.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, no,
Let's see
that's
if we
not
can see one.
therapeutic. I want to smack this guy up's head.
Whoa.
There we
Sure.
go.
I'm
Something like
joking.
that. And then
See, look, here's his son.
let's put a little bit of titanium white on the knife.
Similar outfit.
I like to
crimson
keep it in the
in there.
family.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean,
No.
our listeners are going to fall asleep like you just fell asleep.
but
Jesus
the other
Christ.
guy is great. The other guy's bad. He's the OG.
Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the son's name is Rob. Rob Ross is actually a sick name. Okay. All right. Good night, guys. I have to bring some liveliness to this show.
So tell me about your Friendsgiving. What you do this
Oh, yeah.
weekend? I want to hear about your weekend.
I mean, the word Friendsgiving makes me cringe every time I say it, but it's like, it's what it is, I guess. It's just
You're like an old man.
no, it's a
Like,
cringy
I don't
word.
want to start cooking. I don't want to get a table. I don't have chairs.
I didn't do it like that, but there were serious concerns that I had to figure
Okay,
out.
so it
I
looked
had
like
20 people
the
coming over. I had to get a table
20,
and
that
chairs.
many. Wow.
It ended up being, probably like 15 maybe.
So tell us about it. The photos look nice.
Bryce and I cooked a meal all day on Saturday, yesterday, and the food turned out great. All our friends brought stuff too. Like everyone brought a thing. And we had 15 people over the apartment, and it was nice. And then we all went. Another friend, he was having a birthday party, and he rented a house, like a mansion, on the water on the Venetian island, and it was originally just going to be 100 people that he invited.
This is a
and then
kid your age?
He's 30. He just turned 30. It was his 30th birthday.
So he just
Yeah, it was-
invites anybody?
No, so I mean, the thing is, it just got out of control. So it spiraled.
And is there?
So there
and
were
when you rent this house? Is there furniture in there?
There was no furniture in the house.
So it's
it was just
empty.
like an empty house.
So
Yeah.
you rent? Did he bring? He didn't bring
There
caterers.
was
and
furniture
shit?
in the backyard. There were couches outside.
He didn't bring caterers or anything because that'd be huge money.
He didn't cater it, but he catered a bar. There were open bars and bartenders, but there was no food. We got there. I mean, it was a late party. We were there from 10 to 2.
What is with people? And people rent their fucking house for this?
I don't know. I mean, this house must be a party house because there was no furniture there. They can't move all the right. They're not.
Well, it must be for sale.
Maybe.
That's
Well,
why
some
it's empty.
people I've been to another party. I've been to this house twice before for parties. It's on Miami Beach. It's like a party house, and it's fully furnished and all this stuff. But it's only for parties. No one lives there. It's an event space, but it's used to be a
Gotcha.
house.
So tell me. So you get to this place.
We went to the
last
party
night.
after. It was fun.
Packed.
Yeah, so it got out of control. He's a friend of mine, and the people just kept sharing you had to it was an online an Evite thing, right? Where you put your name on the guest list online.
Is there security there?
Yeah. But people kept sharing the list. So what was going to be 100 people then spiraled into 400, 500 people that were at this place. And I'm there. I brought all of my friends. We all went together from the Friendsgiving. So there were 15, 20 of us showing up, and all the people. So we get there, and I run into 12 different people that I ended up knowing at this place. And I'm like, what are you doing here? How do you know Dylan? And they're like, who's Dylan? I'm like, this is Dylan's party. And they're like, oh, I don't know, my friend.
It's like a movie. It's like a movie.
Yeah. And I was like, Dylan, how did, this is crazy. How do you know all these people? He's like, I don't. He's like, I maybe know 50 of the people in here, but it was fun. It was good.
All right, good. So tell me, what did you make food wise?
Thanksgiving food.
And how'd you handle the tables and chairs with the apartment? How'd you make it work?
What do you mean? We just had enough.
Look,
we
You
put a
didn't-
table
you,
out.
You said you didn't have a table or chairs.
Oh, no,
you don't
we
remember
got it.
the
We found it.
full blown cup.
I asked my friend to go to his parents' house and get a table and chairs and bring them
So it
over.
worked out.
Yeah.
And how'd you have the room for everybody?
I mean, it's 15 people. We
All
could
right,
fit it.
no problem.
We fit much more in there. You were kind of squeezed sitting to eat, but yeah.
Gotcha.
We used half the couch and then half chairs
Cool.
on each side of the table.
And tomorrow you start a new job.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell everybody about that?
Well, it's a
What's the big deal?
job at a.
You're gonna make me. Are we doing this? Gonna make me pull teeth?
I don't want to I don't know. I don't feel like talking. I don't know.
Okay, no problem. I'm fine.
Like, because the thing is, I don't know anything. Like, I'll tell you guys on the page. I'll tell you next
He's
week.
working part-time with a law firm down in Miami. He's excited about
I'll
it.
tell
I'm
you
sure
next
you're
week
excited
about
it,
it,
right?
Yeah, but it's like I know nothing. You know, it's like
I know, but I'm not saying what are you doing at work because you didn't fucking start work. I'm talking about
look at that. I was grating cheese for the mac and cheese, and I took a chunk out of my thumb.
was it left in the cheese?
Yeah, that's what makes it taste good.
Nice.
I started a job on Monday, which is the day this comes out, but I don't know anything about it yet. Like,
But you're working part-time 3 days a week with a law firm in Miami, right, to get some
Yeah.
experience. So are you excited about it? Are you
Yes,
not
I am.
excited about it? Or
No,
is
I
this
am
going to be a
excited
yes or no podcast? Because
No.
I can leave and go fucking eat.
I'm not sorry. I'm not
You
trying
don't have
to
to apologize, but I feel like I'm pulling teeth.
No, I'm not. I don't know much about it, so like I'll talk to you guys about it.
Are you
after I
excited to
figure
get
it out.
back in the real world of work rather than being home all day and doing podcasts?
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I haven't been in an office in like 3 years.
So it's exciting. You can meet people.
Yeah,
All right, good.
yeah.
All right, good talk. So tell me about
There's nothing to talk about with it.
so I'm getting a lot of people to listen to the podcast when you told the girl to take the dick out of your mouth.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
What do you mean you're getting a lot of
People
people?
that have listened and talked to me that they think they're like, oh my god.
That was a Patreon episode,
Oh yeah, okay.
but
so
we released that clip to the public.
you did.
So what? Like your friends were watching it? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, a couple people and they're like,
And what are they saying?
and that
I feel like
po-
I'm pulling teeth. What are they saying? Oh, joke. That's a joke.
I know. So the incident to go back, but you just played a little clip on TikTok, right?
Of the-
You-
yeah, of
you
the
didn't
story,
play
not the
this-
full-
right. So that you told the girl to take your penis out of her mouth.
Yes.
They just thought it was very interesting. They think you're crazy. They agree with me. Like, oh my god, you would actually have the balls. Well, you had balls. Were the balls in your mouth?
The balls. No, I had the balls, or maybe she had the balls in her possession at that moment.
But it
They
just
think I'm
was
crazy that I was like, I don't want to have. I
well,
don't want
that
to
you
let this
should.
girl blow me.
That probably the girl's probably still in therapy and wants to kill herself because that's so demeaning her. And two is like every other guy would have been like, all right, just finish it off.
But
for
what if
her
you're?
sake.
But isn't it also worse if like you're not in the mood? Right? Like I was very tired. It was probably 4 a.m, drunk, wanting to just go to bed. Right. So I probably wouldn't have been able to, quote unquote, finish.
All right.
Anyways, so isn't it like I stopped her before she had like put in all this effort for me to still at the end of it to be like, sorry, I'm just not going
It
to
just
come.
had to be very awkward for
If
everybody.
I'm drunk, I'm not. I mean, not to be TMI, I'm not going to come.
Since when? All right, Bronson, stop.
You're the one that brought up this story. I don't want to talk about this again.
Okay, I'm just saying. Thought about it was.
I got multiple sides of it. Some people were like, that was really funny. Some people were like, you're
funny-
such an idiot. And then other people were like, that was disrespectful.
to her.
To women. They were like, you shouldn't have put that out. It was disrespectful to women. And I was like,
Wait, put what out?
like
Do
that.
we have to give a little background?
Like they were
because
saying,
people
no,
might-
everyone who's listened to this has seen that clip. I'm sure it was on our Instagram and TikTok. And if you haven't, go follow our Instagram and TikTok, idiots.
or join fucking Patreon.
to listen to the full story.
And how do you join
definitely.
Patreon?
Patreon.com/daddyissuespod.
All right, so wait. So when the girls said it was disrespectful, what part was disrespectful?
I said why, and they didn't answer me.
But so you don't. What do you think?
I guess because I was like, honestly, I have no idea. Why would that be? Like, I'm not trying to be a dick, and I'm not trying to be a dick and saying I have no idea why that's disrespectful. I truly like.
So
I tried to think of
you
it.
think you're being respectful by saying I don't want you to do this. Let's not do.
I
this.
think they were saying that.
That's what you thought. In your mind,
I know that I was being respectful at that point. Obviously, I could have been more respectful by not even letting it get to that point. But guys, alcohol. I was
and
drunk.
she pursued you.
Of course, but it definitely would have been more respectful for me to be like, when we're leaving the bar, to be like, hey, look, I'm sorry, I'm just going to go to bed.
I just want to be very clear. So she came back to your place after the club. You didn't really want it, but she did.
She came back because it was like a duo with Bryce.
Let me finish. I get it. But so you showered separately because you were dancing. You made her shower.
Yes. And then like I was already in bed, like going to sleep.
I get it. When you came out of the shower, she showered first?
No, I think I did.
Okay, so
this was also like 9 months ago, so I don't remember all
I'm
that.
just trying to make conversation.
But I just want to put that out there for like the people in my life currently.
Oh, this was a long time ago.
This was a long time ago.
Yeah, we're just talking about something from ages ago.
But I just need to put that out there.
So you made her shower. Did you make her mouthwash? Because your dick was in her mouth. You had to make sure her mouth was clean.
No, but my dick was in her. This is so. I mean,
I'm joking because you made her shower, but you didn't do anything, and but you don't get what I'm saying.
But my dick was in her mouth after the shower.
But you didn't make her shower her mouth.
No,
is what I'm
because why
getting
would
at.
I?
Okay.
Oh, I see. Because then I had just cleaned my penis, and now she's going to dirty my penis
And
up.
she'd clean her body, but her body had no meaning because it was her mouth that was.
Fair. I hear you.
All right.
I hear you. No, it wasn't about the sex thing. The cleaning wasn't about the sex. It was about she's not fucking touching my sheets dirty.
I get
because
it.
my sheets are
I get it.
are pristine.
All right. So let's talk for a second about
But they said it's disrespectful. They were like, that video was kind of disrespectful. And I was like, but why? Didn't get an answer. So let me think out loud.
Are they saying because we talked about it?
Maybe because like
we just talked about it?
or that like I put out there that like I was just didn't give this girl a name. Maybe it was like treating her like an object.
Do not
maybe.
give her a name because you don't want
No,
it.
of course, but I was just like, oh yeah, this random girl came home with me and she like was trying to have sex with me. I was like, nah, bitch. Maybe that's disrespectful.
Well, I think maybe, but listen, I'm gonna. So first of all, you one thing I could say about Bronny, even though you're a little weird, is that you're not disrespectful. You're not a disrespectful person.
Backhand a compliment. No,
No, you're not disrespectful to people. You're not. You're very respectful. So
Yeah.
So I think in your mind, you thought you were being respectful to her by saying no, let's not do this.
right.
Okay. Now, what brought you to the? And then let's move on. But what brought you to the point of your dick in her mouth is irrelevant because it was a situation. She came home. You were drunk.
And
Whatever.
alcohol was involved with both
I
of
get.
us. So
So
it's
I
like
said you were drunk.
all
right.
bets are off the table.
But what I'm saying is, and you didn't force her or anything. But when you realized, you said no. I am being respectful. I don't want to do this, and you were respecting her and yourself, and you just weren't into it.
Correct.
However, I think.
I could have stopped that earlier, of course.
Okay, but
it is what it is.
Okay,
right? We're
you're
already
in
at
your
that point.
fucking 20s. It's not that big of a deal, and you didn't force her. So,
No.
but my point is this: I
If
think
anything, she forced me.
right. I think in two components where the girls might be saying it's disrespectful is one because they're probably it hit home to them. I bet you a lot of these girls that are saying this have been in situations like what you were and her were in.
I don't think that's correct in this
I
situation.
could be wrong, okay?
Yeah.
Or number two,
Wait, what do you mean? Like a lot of girls have had guys to be like, hey, yo, I need to buy dick out of your mouth?
no, what I'm saying is meaning gone home with a guy and
And
did
it's
that
not-
and then and maybe now reflecting like what like
I don't know.
okay, I don't know. Okay, number two, the part I find funny is like I think she's over it. The girl, I'm sure she's in therapy and whatever.
No, I've like hung out with her many
All right, so
times
it's no big
after
deal.
the fact of that, and like we've been very like friendly. Like it's not a big deal.
I know. I'm just having fun with it.
But even so, like to the people that were saying that it's disrespectful, like it's not even it wasn't even a big deal to this girl. I'm friends with her. I've like hung out with her
Gotcha.
since. You can be friends. You can like have had.
Yeah, and your age, they'll be
Right.
and it's only. I'm not trying to poo-poo, but it's only sex at that point. It's not that big of a deal. It's like it's not so taboo, especially in your generation.
Most people my age nowadays are friendly with people that they've
Friends
been
with benefits, is
intimate
it?
with.
Right.
Friends with benefits isn't really a thing, especially anymore. That was like a 2-year thing that like I feel like people forced on. Now it's like people call it like situationships kind of thing, where you're like,
I don't care what the fucking labels are. It's the same
no, but
end
it's like,
result.
but like you're together, but you're also not. You're not
it's the
exclusive.
same end result. If you're having, when we grew up, when we were your age and grew up, if you, for the most part, I'm making a general statement, had
Relations,
intimate,
intimate.
you
physical.
were boyfriend, girlfriend, whether it was a long
See,
period
that's
or not.
crazy. Like if you had sex with someone, no, that's
Not
so not
often.
true.
No, it's not like your generation is very different. People didn't hook up.
There's a lot
all
more
the time.
labels now too.
No, but I'm saying, but your generation or the times we're in. Let's not say that the times we're in because it's every generation.
right?
now.
Your generation does that too.
Right.
Like divorced people
No,
are
listen,
fucking all around.
The hookups
Yeah.
is so much more prevalent than when we were
Casual sex, let's call it.
When
Casual
we were,
sex is more.
I'm not talking about the 70s. Like I'm just talking about when I was in high school or college. The girls that hooked up in college so much with different, they were sluts.
right, and there was only a handful of them. It
Not
wasn't
even,
like
I don't
everyone.
even think like. And in high school,
Or am I? I don't mean this to be rude or not rude. Were you just not aware?
no.
Were you
because-
just like not participating in that, so you were
because
not
even
aware?
in high school or college, I'm telling you, you knew the girls that were easy. They were known as the easy ones.
Yeah, now there's honestly there's no such
Now,
thing as easy
because
or
they're
not.
all
It's just-
easy.
Or it's just not even a thing you think of. It's just right because any girl I guess would have sex with
And
you,
any guy would. Now,
and any guy would.
okay,
Fuck
now
yeah.
a guy is a guy, so a guy would always stup.
Stuff. Yeah.
But a girl was a little more. They had a little more, I think, respect for themselves back then. So they had to make the guy earn it. And it was a smart way of working the guy because you respect them more. Today, the girls give it up so easily. So everyone's easy. So you can't call someone easy because everybody, that's the norm. I'm telling you, I'm 100% correct in what I'm saying.
But you're passing no judgment when guys do it, but you're saying that the girl shouldn't do that?
I'm not passing judgment. I'm just saying a factual
Are you saying they should
thing.
or shouldn't, though?
I'm saying a factual thing. It's just that guys are like horn dogs, and that's always
so
on their
guys
brain.
are easy. Because guys are easy.
But
girls shouldn't be easy.
Society accepts it more, yes.
But so now that girls are getting easier, let's say.
Great.
It's
And how's it working out for them?
Well, yeah,
the guys don't want them. The guys don't want the
Well, they don't
easy
want to date
girls.
them. They want to have sex with
Right,
them, but
the guys don't want
them.
these. So it's like this. The girls that say, I want to be single, independent, and I don't want to rely on a man. Those are the single girls that can't find a man.
But also most guys nowadays, my age, they just want to have sex. They don't want the relationships.
I hear you. I don't know.
And they
if
don't
I
want the
necessarily-
full-on commitment.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that.
You're not my age.
No,
Dad.
let me say this because I also have people my age. The same thing they say.
But your age is so different,
But
the
listen,
mentality and what you guys are thinking.
I think that from what I hear from talking to you, your brother, and your friends your age, they don't want to have the commitment because they think the women are wackadoos for the most part. And
That's
I bet
one
you,
part of
and
it.
I bet you, did we not talk on one of the podcasts a couple weeks ago? You were saying, I like this about this one person, I like this about the take the two people, put them together, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think if the women, the girls your age,
That was on the Patreon.
didn't give it up so easily, made the man work and know how to work the man, I think there'll be more men that, because it's human nature to want relationship. I disagree. I think that's just how I
nature to
feel.
want relationships, but I think you're putting all the blame on maybe not all the blame.
Not blame. I don't mean blame.
But you're saying that it's like the reason why modern dating is problematic is because the women. I think it's equally the men and the women are equally problematic in different ways.
I disagree.
The
I think,
women are very.
I think it's 75 women, 25% men, because women are smart of two sexes. And the thing is this,
But the men are really, like you always say, Bronson, you're so lazy with the dating. I'm the least lazy out of every single guy I know when it comes to dating and commitment.
But the difference
and
is,
you think that I'm the laziest.
But the
so it's
difference
like,
is,
imagine what these guys are doing.
Okay, but the difference is, first of all, every one of those guys that was at your apartment when Mom and I were there wants a relationship.
Right,
I would bet they want a relationship.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Dad, because they're problematic. So maybe deep down they want a relationship, but they'll like meet a girl and they'll like take her out on a date, and then they'll text her at 2 a.m. You up? Because they just want to have sex, and it's like, yo, you're fucking it up. You're problematic.
No, because the girl, see, the difference is the girl allowed this thing to happen.
See, so you're making it all on the girl.
No, I'm okay. I'll give you. This is gonna be a stupid analogy. So all these doctors that were these independent doctors, they had their own medical practice. They were all doing great. They were killing it, doing well. But then running the small business, whatever, and they decided to all sell to a bigger business, and now they're just employees of a larger hospital company.
Okay, what does that have to do with
what I'm
women?
saying? So, and a lot of these doctors say, "I wish I never did," but that's the way it's become now. Individual doctor groups can't survive, so they all have to be bought up by Tenon Hospital and things like that. These larger, huge groups.
Yeah.
I don't think doctors wish the way it was.
Okay, so bring it back to the women.
My point is, the doctors had control. They create this environment we're in. The women always have control. Men are idiots. Let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
Men are simpletons. The women have the power with the sex. The women have the power with the man. They usually, men don't really give a crap, whatever. And the beauty is for men, not beauty, the way society is, the man can meet someone a little bit older because it doesn't matter because his range of pool of women, he can go for a greater realm of age. So a 40-year-old can go with a 45-year-old and a 25-year-old. A 45-year-old woman is very different. She's limited in her range.
But who cares about 45-year-old women?
what I'm
We're talking
saying-
about 25-year-old
What I'm
women.
saying is, my point is,
45-year-old women are a different species than 25-year-old
What I'm
women.
saying is, so the man could be a little bit, not that I agree with, the man could be a little bit lazier and immature and stupid because men are more immature. Your generation, you're probably, you're 26, you're probably, well, not you, but most men are more immature than women at that age.
Yeah.
Okay?
Agreed.
So with
And
that
I think everyone would agree with that.
right. So with that in mind, so what I'm saying is the woman has the power. She has the brains, she has the smartness, she has the power of the body, power of the sex. She knows how to work it.
But the
If
women
she
think
gives
the
it-
men have the power, and that's
No,
why
they
they're easy, Dad.
No, but
it's because they think I have
the
to
women
be this
are
way.
like the doctors that sold their practice to the large groups and hospitals. And society now and social media has become the large hospitals and the large medical groups. That's my point.
Yeah, but the women shouldn't put up the women have the power. I agree, but they think the men have the power, so they're like, we have to do what the men want us to do. So we have to be
if
slutty.
the women stop giving the guy sex right away, right now they're not having relationships, right?
But that the problem is if the women it's so hard because if one chick doesn't do it right, if she's like, I'm not gonna have sex with them, I respect them, the guy's just gonna say, all right, I'll see you later, and turn around and find the other guy.
Okay, you're right.
Or other girl. And that's why I'm saying the men are also equally the problem.
No, but the men are part of the problem, but I think the women can change it. Now here's the reason why. If the woman doesn't have sex with the guy, the 25 or 28-year-old girl doesn't have sex with the guy, and he says, all right, I'm moving to the next girl, she's in the same exact position, because if she has sex with him, he's not dating her. At least she has some dignity and self-respect and holds out and doesn't have sex all the time and blows a fucking guy, so the guy can one day say, can I take my dick out of your mouth, please?
I think you're a little too like harsh in that. Like, especially like on
harsh on what?
Like on one of the last TikToks you said from the Patreon episode, you said guys don't want to have sex with what did you say? You were like, guys don't want to date a girl, guys don't want to date a girl who like will have sex with them on the first night, because that means they're doing that with every guy. And it's like, I didn't even think of it at the time, but that's so not true.
Why is that not true?
Because it does. Why would it be true? Why? Okay. That's a huge generalization.
By the way, I'm obviously when I say that, I'm making a generalization. But
it's also like,
that, right? You know that, right? It's a general. Of course, it's a generalization.
But I would say 90%. No, let's say I would say over half of relationships in my age group nowadays, real relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend, started with the sex on the first night of the second time they met.
Okay.
I would say a vast majority.
Little secret. I'm going to give you a secret, women.
That doesn't mean it's good or bad, but it's just...
No, I'm telling you right now, if you are a woman and you're having sex with a guy on the first date and you like the guy, big mistake. I'm telling you right now.
It's a big mistake.
That's it. I'm telling you.
But that doesn't mean she's doing it with every guy. What if like this is what... Because I've been on dates where it's like there's no connection, and then I've been on dates where you're like, whoa, what the hell is happening here? There's an amazing connection.
You as the man...
What if the girl feels that connection on this one?
Okay, first, listen. You can go on a first date and have a connection. You can have 50 connections before you end up meeting the one you end up with. That's
I'm just saying.
But as the man then... But as the man, if you do see a future with her and she wants to have sex with the first date, then you fucking show you respect for her, not have sex with her.
I agree with you, but and this is why I'm saying guys, wait, let me finish. And this is why I'm saying most guys are also part of the problem, because most guys want to have sex with a girl on the first date. They're taking the girl out, hoping that she will come home with them. And the whole point of that, it's like, I'm in this age. All of my friends are this age. I speak to this every day.
And are they all single?
I'm in group chats. Wait, but I'm in group chats with all these guys who are single and my age. And the only reason they'll want to take a girl out, so I mean, my friends know this is true. The only reason they'll be like, they'll text in the group, this girl wants to go on a date. Should I get drinks with her tonight? I'm a little tired. The only reason they want to do it is with the hopes in the back of their mind that the girl will have sex with them that night.
Okay.
They're not, they don't, so they're part of the problem with that.
Okay. Listen to me. I'm not saying what you're telling me is inaccurate, because those are the facts, right? You're the one that lives it every day.
Deep down, they might not really want it.
No, but just listen for a second. I have to take what you're saying as 100% true and accurate. Obviously, that's what's going on. You're in the mix of it. I'm not in the mix of it. The problem is this. Everybody, again, please, generalizations for the fucking girl that's vapping, whatever. I'm not talking about you. That's 12 fucking cats at home, okay? People want relationships. I don't care,
100%.
Whatever it is. People want relationships. That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, it's how we're wired.
Okay, but it's and it's there's so many aspects to it, right? So one thing that I know is that the guys that are having sex with the girls that want to only have sex, which is typical of guys like that, especially that age group. It's a normal thing, the testosterone and everything running through the system, whatever.
Right, but don't you see, you just did a huge double standard.
No, I'm not doing that. Okay, forget the double standard for a moment. I'm telling you that
you're treating it unfairly, then I should say.
No, I'm not treating it unfairly. I'm making what I see as what I perceive the issue. I'm not judging women. I'm not judging men. I'm talking about the circumstances.
But you said everyone wants relationships. That's what they want. But guys just want to fuck a girl on the first date. It's the testosterone. It's natural.
But you don't let me finish. What you need to do, Bronson, I'm gonna say this because it bothers me a little bit. If you let me finish let's say the paragraph, rather than reading the first sentence, you're an avid reader.
Sorry.
You listen. You don't have to apologize. You read books all the time. You literally read the first chapter. Do you think you know about the whole book?
I understand what you're getting at. I hear.
So I'm saying is, and as a future lawyer who's been a seasoned lawyer,
I understand.
Just open your mind. Just listen. Open your mind for a moment. The facts are men are horn dogs. They're immature. Women are smart of the sexes. Women usually runs the show for the most part, making general statements. But one common thing we both know is that a man and the woman, I'm not making this man and man, woman. A man and woman want to have a relationship. That I think everybody will agree on. The people that tell you they don't want to, I think they're full of shit. They might accept their life, whatever it is. But for the most part, people want relationships. So if women are the smarter of two sexes, and they're having sex with people right away, and they can't find a guy for whatever the reason. Call the guy a fucking idiot, horn dog, whatever the fuck. He's a moron, whatever it is. He's not going on a date or doesn't have sex. The end result is the girl's still not having a relationship. We see that.
Neither is the guy.
Okay, forget the guy for a moment. Forget the guy for a moment, because they're morons. The guys are morons. But when you talk to these guys, you see if it's not working. Now the difference is the girl's the one has to give sex. It's her body. To put the
guy's body too.
Okay. But okay. Men, societal double standard, whatever. Men, if a man gets laid, if a guy was taken advantage of by a girl for one night and had sex with her and then she didn't call in the morning, I don't think the guy's gonna be nearly upset as the girl will be. Do you see where I'm going with this thing? Just the way it is. So if the woman needs to respect her body and respect when she's giving it up and what it means, doesn't mean she can't have casual sex every now and then. But if it's not working and you're still alone, you need to respect your body, respect the intimacy. When you have a dick in your mouth or you fucking have intercourse or whatever you're doing with it, you need to respect yourself as a woman and not give it up so easily. And I'm telling you, it'll be better in the long run, because the reality is, if you still can't get a relationship, isn't it better not to give it up all to every fucking guy? That's what I'm saying. And these girls don't have the level of self-respect for themselves. They're worried about what the guy thinks about this guy, going to like him or not. All that's irrelevant. The women have to have more self-respect for themselves. Go back to old-fashioned values, and I'm telling you, the guys, it will turn. It will change. The guys will respect them more. It's human nature. When we grew up, the easy girls were the sluts in town. Call it double standard or not, that's the different issue. That's not what I'm saying. Okay? If the girl has high respect for herself and it exudes out of her body, exudes in her attitude, the guy will respect her more. Okay? And as I'm telling you, as your father to you, if you see a girl that you potentially like and you could see, and you really are into
I'm not the problem with this. It's other guys.
I'm not talking about you. I'm saying, to me, my advice would be to the young generation, if you like a girl and you see that you really like her as a person and you think she's attractive and you talk to her, you find her more attractive, and she wants to have sex with you right away, full-blown sex or whatever, and you respect her and you want to go on a second date with her, don't do it.
But what I'm saying, yeah, I agree with you.
Show respect to her. I know you do. Show respect to her and yourself, and don't have sex the first date with her.
But what I'm saying is that most guys my age nowadays, they're just not thinking like that. They're not thinking, oh, I really like this girl. I want to respect her.
Sounding like that.
Well, okay, but you know what I mean? Like, they're not thinking like that. They're just thinking, and this is why I'm saying men are part of the problem of it, because dating, it's a two-way street, right? So it's not just, if tomorrow morning, women, let's say half of the women tomorrow morning all woke up and this information that we're saying, where it's downloaded into their brain, and they all completely changed, full pivot, 180, and they're completely not different. They fully respect themselves, and they're not going to have any casual sex, and they're just going to, if a guy's disrespecting them, they're going to leave. They're going to ignore the guy. We're still going to be in the same problem, because the guys aren't going to. The guys are just going to look to the hot girl with the boobs out and go, oh, okay, I want to fuck her.
No, okay. But
and then
listen,
do that.
The pendulum will eventually change. And you look, I'm just giving general statements from what being a 55-year-old man.
Everyone agrees with your
statements. The woman
statements.
has the power. The woman's the one that needs to respect her body more than the guy does. I hate to say it. Okay.
Well, why would a guy? Guys don't respect women's bodies.
Listen, no. The woman needs to respect her own body.
Right, but you said
more than a guy respects his own body.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
The woman needs to be in a relationship at an earlier age than a man does. It's just biological and just the way it is. I'm not saying. By the way, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just whatever. So the women are smart enough, the power of it. Use it.
Right, but what I'm saying is the women don't I agree. And I think everyone agrees. Like, you're not saying anything.
But they're idiots. The women are idiots.
No, it's because the women have the power, but they are convinced that the men have the power. So that's why it's all, because everything they do is for the men. But in reality, it's like, no, they should be doing shit for themselves and the men will follow because we're just like puppy dogs that will follow. But they think that they need to be puppy dogs for what the men want. And so that's why would
puppy dogs?
No, wait, Dad, why would a woman? So if you're saying women are much smarter.
Not much smarter, because they're stupid because they don't know how to play a man, so they're obviously not smart.
So the women, you're saying the women have the power, and naturally the women don't want to be having the casual sex, they want the relationships, all this stuff, right? So it's both of those. Then why are they forcing themselves to be sluts?
Social media.
This episode is brought to you by Manscaped, who I am very thankful for this holiday season and this Thanksgiving season, because they've helped me out in the bedroom and just in my own personal hygiene. So I'm giving my thanks. You know, when you go like a holiday, like when we have our Thanksgiving dinner and mom goes around, or mom asks, she says, let's go around the table and I'll say what we're thankful for. My answer this year is my lawnmower 4.0.
That's very nice, Bronny.
Yeah.
Well, I see that
it's
you
not
trim
you
nicely.
and mom and all the amazing things you've done for me in my life.
So
it's my Manscaped.
Manscaped has taken precedence over your mother.
It's my Manscaped products.
Wow, what's that say, peeps, about Bronny and where we're at?
Or what does it say about how great Manscaped products are, that they're even better than you?
Well, Manscaped products are a great product. We know that. They're a big supporter of us. We support them. We use them. Use it all the time. We've had the first generation. We've had the new 4.0 version. I love it. It keeps me smooth for a long time. Not you as smooth because you're Brillo on your body.
It keeps me neat, not smooth, because I keep my hair like a real man.
But
it keeps it trimmed.
Really, unlike me.
No, that's like a seal, like a porpoise.
Yeah, okay, yeah. 26-year-old guy that can't even wipe his own ass. But we love Manscaped.
I do it every day.
Yeah, your hair.
I actually do it with a bidet because there's so much hair down there. But I keep it clean with my lawnmower.
And that's a real man.
I have two lawnmower 4.0s, which is their trimmer, which is waterproof. It has an LED light on it, wireless charging. You never need to worry about it cutting you. I never worry about it. I have one for my face and I have one for my taint and ball area, and it's great. I keep it in the shower. It's good. I'm always clean down there. And on top of that, I use all of their like grooming products as well. So after the shower, I put on the ball deodorant. I use a little bit of the anti-chafing spray. My balls are like a Shangri-La Palace, thanks to Manscaped.
Yes, we love Manscaped, and Thanksgiving's coming around.
Yeah, and Black Friday, get your Black Friday shopping done at manscaped.com. They have great stocking stuffers, little gifts for Christmas and big gifts. So you can head over to manscaped.com, use the code DaddyIssues20. You'll get 20% off and free shipping on your entire order. Go there now, check it out. I know you'll be thankful, and I'm thankful to you for going.
Yeah, there's zero doubt. This is a kind of gift and a kind of thing that every person should have, because it truly benefits you. You're going to say, how the fuck did I not have this a long time ago? Yeah. It's like the Honda. It sells itself.
Here, you know what I'm going to say? Gobble it up before it's gone, because it's been happening before social media. The reason is because they do what they think the men want. And they think men just want casual sex. So I have to force myself to have casual sex, because if I don't, as girl A, he'll just look to girl B.
I get that. You said that. I get that.
Right. So what I'm saying is,
let the girl, we're going around in a circle because,
it's just because they want to, they think the men have the power.
Jane Doe, forget what they think. My point is that's
literally all that we've been talking about, what they think.
But the fact is, women do, not what they think. No, that's
okay,
not. I'm
so
not saying
women do as if the men have the power. They do what they believe men want them to do. And it's what men want them to do on the surface. Of course, on the surface, men just want to have sex. But there's also a deeper layer that men want the relationships, and then they realize, wait, I don't want to have a relationship with the girl that just gave me the sex.
Correct.
Right. But they're acting as if the men just want to have the sex.
But the women need to get their shit together for that. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
they need to realize that the men don't have the power and that they can work the guy better than the guy should be working them.
And Bronson, the girl that gives it up right away, if the guy's not going to take her on a second date, she's in the exact same position. And the only difference now, she fucked another guy, so it has no meaning. You know what I'm trying to say? There's no meaning.
That's not a bad thing.
No.
Because like if I fucked another girl, you wouldn't be like, oh, it has no meaning. You'd be like, nice.
Okay.
You fucked another girl.
Okay. Bronson, here's the difference. The difference is called double standard or not. The reality is if your son fucked 30 girls or your daughter fucked 30 guys, name any mother or father that would say, I'd rather my son fuck 30 girls.
Why?
That's just the way it is.
But like, there's got to be a reason. Why do you think that's just the way it is? Why do you feel that? Like, you feel it in your heart. I agree with you. I feel it internally, right? I'm like, if I had a son and a daughter, I would be so much more like protective of my daughter than my son when it comes to
I know, something like you go and you wipe your fucking
internally?
penis off in a shower. You got a girl with a dick in his man.
So it's about an internal.
No,
thing?
I don't know. I just think
because
a
it's like
woman.
happening
No,
inside
I think
someone?
having a woman's body needs to be more protected than a fucking man's body.
Why?
I don't know. It's just what I feel.
But like, why do you feel that? There's got to be a reason. Think about it. I'm asking you
because maybe
I don't know either. I
maybe
know.
men are stronger and women are not. Maybe
I think it's because women do the. I think it's because sex is much more of an act that women get. It happens to them, and men do it. Right? It's like men are doing the act of sex. Women are the receivers. They are. Because like they're receiving the penis. Either in their mouth or the vagina. Honestly, like they're taking something in where men are putting something in. And I think that makes it more vulnerable on the women's side and more powerful on the man's side.
Look, if I had a daughter, I would never have these conversations with a daughter, right? I'd talk to you like guys, something about two dudes talking.
Right, but women, like a mother and a daughter can have that conversation.
I get
there
it,
are podcasts like that.
But I'm not. I would not be able to talk to my
it's
daughter.
just because you're a guy?
I'm saying guys,
but mothers also feel that way about their daughters. They're like, you shouldn't be having sex, but to their sons, they'll be like, I just don't want to know. Do what you're going to do.
Right. I don't know. Part of it's societal, but I just think that women's, I don't know.
I gave my reason why for it. I think that's what it is.
There's a part of,
and I think because sex is more intimate for women than it is for men, just naturally.
I agree with that. I also think, and that's not sounding like a
for men, it could just be an animalistic act, like something that we just
like
do.
Jerking off, whatever.
For women, it's like it's meaningful always. Even for men, sex does not have to have any meaning behind it.
But it's
whatsoever.
changed, I think, for women. That now is more meaningless to women. But
no, but they're trying to convince themselves that it's less
but
meaningful. But it's still not.
If the woman got laid 100 times, by the time she gets married, it doesn't mean anything. You know, when you have relations with your wife, there's an intimacy there. It means something.
But you build it. But it's not. It's because
I know,
you build that intimacy.
But if you've had
intimacy is built.
No, but if you had 150 guys, I mean, what is about these porn stars that are married? Like, I don't get that.
But also, like, but then as a guy, like, I've had sex with plenty of people in my life, a handful, let's say, double digits. You know, pat myself on the back. But that doesn't mean that, like, when I build intimacy with my future wife, that it's going to be meaningless because I've had sex before. It's like there's some. Like,
I have a double standard.
I've eaten plenty of chicken parm.
I've had a double.
But that doesn't make it where it's like I can't enjoy chicken parm anymore.
All right. Let me just
not to compare women.
Let me just
to
end this.
parm.
To answer your question,
because we got to pivot to something else.
Wait, I just want to say one last thing about this. Part of me is
shit.
What?
We've talked about this for like 30 minutes.
As beautiful, and there are plenty of beautiful women out there. I think that men are creepy, and I think it's a weird thing. Like, I don't know. I just think women's body, and they have to respect themselves more and not give it up so easy. So let's end on this. So women, you're having sex with all these guys right away, if it's fun, it's awesome, whatever. But if they're not dating you a second time, then don't give it up so easily. That's what I'm saying. You respect your body more. I know that's became on like a woman's talk show today, but
we're going to pivot to a completely other thing, which is very important.
Let's pivot. I just think that women have the control. They can work it better. The men will become more malleable to them, not in a negative, but because everyone wants relationships. So if you break down that wall, don't break it down by giving them sex. I think that's a mistake so easily. All right, thank you. That's it.
Okay, so this is like something that's been.
One minute, I see a phone call. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening. Listening.
What are you seeing the phone call? You're gonna call him back now?
No, I'm just texting him. Uncle Brony probably wants to know what's going on.
But he doesn't need to be texted back. He can wait 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
He's waiting. Go ahead. Vab.
No, because this is like we're doing a big pivot, and so we have to pay attention.
Pivot. You know what that's from? Hey, why don't you do that scene from Friends to do our pivot? You ever aware of that?
Yeah, that's like the cringiest thing ever.
Pivot.
When they're moving the couch up the
That
like scene is just not funny.
I thought it was
it's the most overused joke scene ever.
I thought it was hysterical, but all right,
yeah, like back in the 90s.
Okay, well that's
so like watch if we watch an episode of Friends now, you'd be like, "Wow, how did I find this funny?"
Right, pivot.
Yeah, I am. Just like Ross. See, I know what it is. I've seen that show, and it's not good. But it was back in the day. But our sensibilities.
It's okay. Maybe yours has.
This is like big shit that's been going like very big. Like this story is like a huge thing, and I bet you know like none of it. Right? If I said FTX to you, does that mean anything? Like, have you even heard of that? One of the biggest companies in the world that just went bankrupt.
You're talking like a 38-year-old guy who the Ponzi scheme.
26.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, do you know any of it?
A little bit about it. I don't even know how he implemented it.
Yeah.
And how now Tom Brady's being sued for advertising and. You know,
well, he's suing them for like losing billions of his dollars.
Did Tom Brady lose a lot of money?
Oh yeah. He's like,
it was like they found it was like a whole Madoff thing, right? I didn't even know how.
So I don't really know much about it. I don't know much about it at all. But and
it was this a Bitcoin?
No, but it was crypto. But it wasn't Bitcoin.
Right? Okay,
but
I don't even understand it too.
Right. So that's why I one of my friends is like very involved in the world. So I texted him this morning.
He's involved in the world.
In that world.
Oh, okay.
So I texted him this morning. I was like, "Yo, I'm going to talk about FTX on the show. We know fuck all about
educate
it.
Me.
So I'm gonna let's see if he answers. I want to call him because he was like, "Yeah, I'll be around."
Perfect.
So I just want to call him because he is like works in crypto and he knows about it.
Let's do it.
And he's like a friend of mine and his family. It's actually super weird. I met him a couple months ago in Miami. He moved there recently. His family are fans of the podcast before I ever met him. So he was friends with Tony, you know, my friend.
Yeah.
So I met him through Tony because he recently moved down and we were chatting and he was like, "Oh, what do you do?" I was like, "Oh, I have a podcast, whatever. And he's like, "Oh, cool. What's it called?" I was like, "Daddy." And she's like, "Wait, what? Oh my God, I thought I recognized you. Wait, are you?" And he like brought up the Instagram. He was like, "This is you guys?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh my God, my family are huge fans." So shout out the Beckmans because they're definitely listening to this.
Hey guys.
They've been fans for like years since before I even met Alex, which is hilarious. So let me see if I can get him on the phone because I told him I was like, "We're going to need a crash course on this because you might like, you probably just think, oh, it was like this Ponzi scheme thing, but it goes so much deeper."
I know nothing about it. I don't understand. Like when they talk about these, like the metaverse and all that shit, or those pictures you could buy, the stupid fucking NTFs, whatever you call them.
NFTs. Well, those are like completely dead.
Yeah, that's
now.
my point. Oh, it's a fucking crock. I'm so old school. I don't understand this shit.
Yeah, I mean, I knew like I was never into crypto.
Me neither.
And I've said this on the show too. It's like I said, like if I don't understand, I usually can understand most things. If I don't understand it, I'm not interested. Like if I can understand that, it feels fishy to me. And now through this, we're seeing that the whole kind of industry was kind of fishy. Let's see if I can get him on the phone because he'll explain all the shit to us. If it'll work. And then it goes even deeper. Like we'll talk after.
How much time we've done?
I know, but because there's like.
Hello?
Yo.
Hey, what's going on, Bronson?
What's up? You're on the pod. My dad's here.
What's his name?
Alec, John, Alec.
Alec, like Uncle Alec?
Yeah.
Hey, Alec, how are you, brother?
John, great to meet you.
You too, buddy.
Heard good things. And love the podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And Bronny told me that your parents, before you guys met.
Sister, and I think your parents listen to.
Can I fucking speak?
Sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize. I'm talking to Alec.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, you finish. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I was saying, Alec, that Bronx told me when he met you that you, ironically, you would tell him that your family listens to us and what a small world that is.
Yeah, so 2 Thanksgivings ago, coincidentally, my sister showed my dad and I a clip. And then, Bronson and I were introduced through our friend Tony. And I was like, we were talking. He said, "Yeah, I do a podcast. It's called Daddy Issues." I was like, wait, pretty sure I have seen some clips. My sister, huge fan. She loves the show. I'm sure
so
Marley
nice.
is is going to be thrilled about this. So,
Well, thank you, yeah, Bronny, and I know Tony. I love Tony. He's a good kid as well.
Tony just texted me. He said, "I better get a shout out for connecting for."
All right, Tony, chill the fuck out. It ain't all about you, bro. So, Alex. So, first of all, thank you very much, and you live in Miami, right?
Yeah, he does.
So, I'm surprised
so
I haven't met you.
I just moved to Brickell like 2 months ago. I moved from Austin,
Smart
switched
man.
jobs.
Smart
And
man.
yeah, it was a good move. I got
You love it?
Yeah, what's not to love?
I agree. Well, we're down there. We haven't been down there in about 6 weeks, but I'm sure I'll meet you in person next time we're
definitely.
down because we hang with our boys and we love all his friends. So welcome to become part of the posse.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it, John.
All right, buddy.
So,
So
Beckman,
go ahead.
give us.
Go ahead. Yeah.
We were just talking about FTX. My dad knew a little more, or he at least heard of it, which I was shocked about. Not like I thought you weren't going to know any of it because it's just like its own little world. So I guess
Yeah, so Alec, I'm really old school. I never understood this whole Bitcoin crypto shit. Like I still write checks out. I'm like, I look at bank statements. I'm very old school. It works for me. I'm like the Porsche 911. If it ain't fucking broke, don't fix it. The model's been around for God knows how long. So this is very foreign to me. I don't really know. I know that the basketball player Curry and Tom Brady were big advertisers and sponsors and things that they got paid for, and I think they're being sued. And Bron's telling me that they're suing them as well. Of this, I heard of like this Ponzi scheme. This kid in their 20s or 30s was like multi-billionaire or something.
Yeah, it was worth like $16 billion.
Which I don't even understand in of itself with this fictitious. There's no money.
Right, like that's what. So
educate us and our listeners.
Yeah, just tell us like what FTX is because you'll be our crypto correspondent for the show. Tell us what FTX is and whatever the fuck like is going on in this situation.
Perfect. So yeah, this is by the way, just to preface this is about 2 to 3 times the magnitude of Enron. If you're familiar with what happened there.
So wait, Alec, let me just give a little disclaimer. Understand that this is the little disclaimer to our listeners that this is not a no one can rely on this advice. I just say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's pretty funny. This is just
we're just
shooting the shit with buddies, calling up. There's no one could take anything that Alex says and rely upon it. There's no we're not making any representation warranties about anything that's being said.
Yeah,
This is
FTX, don't come sue us.
This is just his mere opinion. Nothing he's about to say is in fact factual. It's just based upon his opinion, and no one can rely on this. All right,
legal
continue
disclaimers.
on. Go ahead.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. So little background, and I'll give myself some credentials here. So I've been in the crypto game since 2015. I'm a partner at a crypto hedge fund called Advantage Blockchain, and I'm also the head of consulting at a blockchain-based company. So I'll
even know what blockchain is, Dad?
No, it sounds like S&M shit.
So like the blockchain is what, I guess explain even what the blockchain is for our listeners and for my dad because I don't think they know.
So blockchain, very simply, is just a database. It's a database that can't be manipulated. So imagine if every transaction, like every payment that ever happened that was recorded could never be deleted. It could never be changed. So essentially, it's just a really great accounting system for transactions.
But it also doesn't exist though, right? Like what if it's on a server? What if I just fucking unplug the server?
Anything can be changed, by the way.
Right? Like what if I just shut the blockchain down?
So that's why like you hear the word decentralization. So essentially what it's backed by is a bunch of people who run what are called miners. And the miners communicate with each
Like
other.
young
so like
kids that are like under the age of 18? No, teasing.
No. So like think mining more like I guess a good way to compare it would be like gold mining, right? It's like so essentially I'll explain this really quickly. So mining is the concept of different computers talking to each other, looking through the entire ledger, the entire database. So like if I wanted to send you, John, $15 worth of Bitcoin, essentially all of these computers around the world would communicate with each other and determine if I had that much money to send to you. And if I did, then it would allow the transaction to go through. And so there's millions of people around the world. So for Bitcoin, as an example, who actually like mine or it's called consensus. It's the computers agreeing with each other that the transaction is kosher.
So wait, Alec, let me ask this question. Can you produce more Bitcoin, or is it only a certain amount that exists?
So mathematically, there will only ever be 21 million in existence, and there's what's called an inflation schedule. So every 10 minutes, more Bitcoin is produced, and it's given to the people who mine Bitcoin as a reward for verifying transactions.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Such
It's
a crock shit. Who invented this shit?
some
Nobody
Japanese
knows.
guy, right?
So-
Like Nakatori or something.
it
What was his
not.
name?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pseudonymous person named Satoshi Nakamoto.
Yeah.
So it
Anonymous.
could be one person, it could be a group of people. Nobody knows. It's very interesting.
So it's an electronic sheet that they did back in the years in the Middle East for barter and exchange.
I mean, all
Yeah,
currency
no.
is just like
I understand, but there's a fungible and a tangibility behind a dollar bill. Okay, and there's an exchange rate with the various things, and so.
But a dollar bill is just a symbol.
But here,
for something
but
for a
here,
value.
but here you're relying on zeros and ones, binary numbers. That's all you were thinking about in a computer.
Right, but a dollar bill, you're relying on paper.
That the computer can only run of electricity isn't right, because when the electricity goes out, we have people say, "Gotta have cash, gotta have cash, gotta have cash."
Yeah.
When the computers are down, and by the way, they broke into the Pentagon. They can break into this shit too, and no one knows, and so. So I don't know, where do you?
Yeah, but you say cash. What if the government goes down tomorrow? Which this has happened in the world. What if the government goes down tomorrow and then someone else comes in and they're like, I don't recognize your cash.
No, but
that's so then you have stacks and stacks of cash. But it's just like if the internet went down, and you had stacks and stacks of Bitcoin.
No, you can't have stacks of Bitcoin. There's not a physical thing. It's in the computer. There's
Right,
no
but
physical.
but your dollars aren't. They're a symbol for technically other value. It's not a physical thing.
But it's been around for such a long time that the dollar. This is
But at one point it had to start.
No.
Okay, so wait, let's get back.
Sorry,
so
Alec, go ahead.
FTX is what? They're they're at an exchange.
So essentially what people could do is they could use FTX for depositing money into and then buying other cryptocurrencies. So this could be Bitcoin, this could be Ethereum, which are the two biggest ones. It could be any other ones. So
But why would I do
FTX
that if I didn't just? Why couldn't I just go buy my own Bitcoin? Why would I buy it through them?
So there's multiple like on ramps to buy Bitcoin. So this is one of them. You have to do it through an exchange, and what the exchange is doing is essentially when you put dollars in and I wanted to buy some Bitcoin, they give you representations of Bitcoin. Now you can move that off of an exchange, and one of the cool things about Bitcoin and some of the other cryptocurrencies it's called self-sovereignty, where I can move it to my own wallet, where like no third party, no centralized party has power over it. So think about like banks. Do you ever have your credit card declined, or something where they say this might be a fraudulent transaction, something like that? This is the case where people can hold their own money, and they don't need to be reliant on a bank or a government. Which but governments, back to the inflation thing, one of the big things that came out of the past few years is the government was printing money at like crazy, and that's what led to inflation. And with something like Bitcoin, it's scheduled inflation that can never be changed. It actually slows down over time. So that is like the big argument. But the FTX thing kind of has nothing to do with any of this.
Just on a side, wait, real quickly, Alec, and then I'll let you get back to that.
Yeah.
So what is one Bitcoin worth now?
I don't check every day. I think it's
I'm gonna
somewhere
look it up.
between $15,000 and $18,000.
One Bitcoin right now is 16,500.
And it's gone down. It's gone
Right?
down.
It's gone down a lot.
Wasn't up to like huge money at one point.
Well, yeah. So look, right now it's worth 16,556. 1 year ago from today, it was worth 59,760.
Yep.
That's a huge. I mean,
Big
huge
big
drop.
decline.
It's declined 72% over the last year.
So should you buy any, Alec?
I can't give that financial advice. I do. I buy every 2 weeks, but that's a strategy that
Yeah,
I
I don't
can't
understand
come on
that.
here and recommend
Gotcha.
to your listeners.
I don't understand the whole Bitcoin. All right, continue with FTX. Go ahead.
Okay, so FTX, which was so there was a company called Alameda Research. They were founded in 2018. Essentially, they were a group of former like algorithmic traders from Wall Street that came in, and they started to trade on the crypto markets. So they built this trading firm, which attracted some of the largest names in venture capital. People were throwing money at them like crazy. It was all started by a guy named Sam Bankman-Fried, who is on the spectrum. He's a fat greaseball.
I'm gonna show a picture of him to my dad because Dad,
Please.
I feel like he is what gives like Jews a bad rep. TBH.
Oh yeah, but
like this kid was worth billions.
Mhm.
He would.
So-
this is what he wore. He would always wear a t-shirt and jeans, and his hair was always messy. And
he owns 3 shirts, and he looks like an absolute schlub, greaseball, just a disgusting human being.
Yep. All right. I'm with
he said in an interview that he's never read a book because information should be in like 6 paragraphs or less. Like if you're taking too long to do it, then
he's a fucking moron. Come on.
I mean, he's definitely like autistic.
Oh yeah, 100%. So what this guy did, which is crazy, so he becomes the absolute darling of crypto. Everybody's talking about this guy. He creates an exchange in 2019, which is FTX. FTX is everywhere. This is a company that you cannot watch sports, you cannot watch shows, you can't do anything without seeing this guy. They had Tom Brady, they had Steph Curry, they had Larry David did a commercial for them.
The Miami Heat Arena is called the FTX Arena.
Yep, Miami Heat was called
And
the
this guy
FTX Arena.
Sam Fried owns FTX.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So the funny thing about the arena is he purchased 19 years of naming rights, and he paid it all up front because he quote unquote had a great year and they wouldn't have to worry about cash. So pretty much what happened was this was the biggest, like the second biggest exchange behind an exchange called Binance. And what they were doing, you know, everyone in the U.S. market, they had a ton of international investors, and this was a Bahamas-based company. So the U.S. didn't really have a great look into their financials. Unlike Coinbase, which is one of the other big exchanges, they're a public company. So all of their financials and everything
were reported.
And why would they go to the Bahamas? Because they could hide it, right?
So they went to the Bahamas for a few reasons. One, Bahamas has very favorable tax structures for this, but they essentially were the Bahamas' big opportunity to break into, you know, the mainstream financial markets. They put so many resources and so much behind this that FTX was going to put Bahamas on the map. And so what happened was,
I'm stupid kid. This guy Sam Fried's not stupid.
Well, he's definitely not stupid.
All right, but go on.
So pretty much this other exchange. So FTX created a coin called FTT.
FTT?
FTT. So it was the FTX token that if you went onto FTX and you bought this coin called FTT, you could go and trade other cryptocurrencies and you got a discount on trading. So on the trading fees. So
but that's so they had like a currency to buy other currency.
They created their own currency.
To buy other currency that is already an alternative currency. I mean, it's so many layers. It's like what?
So weird. I would go on.
Well, this is how everything came unraveling. So they had $5 billion on their platform. Users had put $5 billion on, and what happened was this other exchange called Binance. Their CEO is a guy named CZ. He's an Asian guy, and he had a large stake in FTT. But they needed money. They needed liquidity. So he sent out a tweet, and this was about 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point, and he essentially said, we're going to unload a few assets. One of them is going to be FTT, and we're going to do it in a very slow and scheduled way so we don't tank the market. The problem was there were no buyers of FTT.
Right.
So
it's the musical chairs, right?
Exactly. So the price starts to absolutely tank, and then there's a quote unquote run on the bank. Everyone's trying to get their money out of this thing, which absolutely tanks it.
Oh my God.
So for those listeners who don't understand this concept, when you borrow money, you put up collateral. And if the asset value of the collateral drops below a certain point, the creditors, the lenders, are allowed to ask for that money back. So the value was too low. They owed $9 billion. And the problem is that they only had $900 million on their balance sheet.
It's going to be a movie. Like We Crashed, this will be a movie.
Oh, it's going to be many movies, yeah.
All right, go on.
Yeah. And it was all illiquid assets. They were all venture companies. If you don't know about venture companies, you can't sell them. There's not really a private market for them.
It's
and
all
then
fictitious.
additionally-
It's all fictitious bullshit. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's all made up.
anyway, they owe $9 billion. Everyone's like, well, where did our money go? So what they were doing was
It was never there.
they gave it to their own trading arm. So this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried, owns FTX. When you go onto FTX, in the terms and conditions, it says FTX will never trade your funds. So what they did to get around this loophole was they gave all the money to the trading arm called Alameda, which is where we started. And they were a bunch of kids who had never traded anything, didn't understand risk. In fact, their CEO named Caroline Ellison, who please show John a picture of Caroline Ellison as well.
Bring her up.
Because this is, she is just as,
Oh yeah, I've seen this chick.
You gotta
Yeah.
be kidding me.
so
She
they-
would not be able to go and order a cappuccino on her own.
So
She's going to
pretty
jail.
much she
Yo.
starts trading all of these users' funds, $5 billion worth of users' funds, and she doesn't know how to trade. So she's buying all of these assets. And keep in mind, like SBF becomes one of the richest people, as you said, worth $16 billion. He's doing things like, he's the second biggest donor to the Democratic
Yeah,
Party.
so that's another.
Yeah,
thing
I know
to
that.
get
I
into.
know that.
Yeah.
I heard that.
He's donating,
Of course he's a dem. Of course he's a dem. Look at his fucking hair.
Well, no, it's not even that he's a dem. It's the craziest thing. He's like a follower of this movement called effective altruism, which is like you should give. It's like a logical way to think about socialism in a sense. Like I don't really know much about it, but it's like you should maximize everything for the greater good of everyone, and it's like so senseless. It's like if I can save 5 people by not feeding my own child, I should do it
all right,
because
but
it's a maximized
he's
thing.
Listen, the two of these people. Let me just explain something before you finish, Alec. When I look at him and her, okay, these are people that decided, should I do this or should I transition for attention? They're fucking
You're talking about transition to like the other sex.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. These are weird people. You know what I'm saying? So when they talk about sacrificing 5 or this, whatever, my own children for these, they don't really mean it. I think if you
No, they're autistic, so they
right.
probably do.
If you tell yourself something enough, you do believe you become like the sociopath, but they're just yearning for attention because they were probably the geeky kids. You know,
Right.
you know what I'm trying to say? All right,
Yeah.
Continue, Alec.
Absolutely.
Retards.
So anyway, really quick. So that $900 million on their balance sheet was invested in 3 tokens mostly. One was FTT, which the price has now tanked. The other one was called Serum, which was another coin that Sam Bankman-Fried created. And then there was a third one called Trump Lose. Literally like
God.
they invested in a coin called Trump Lose.
Yeah, they're going to jail, these people.
No one had ever heard of.
Yeah.
So my point being, it doesn't matter, politics aside, they had a really shitty trading strategy. And then when everything came crashing, they ran out of money. Then all of this crazy stuff comes out. So the first thing is that they bought $300 million worth of real estate in the Bahamas for employees, in employees' names, not in the company's name. So they're buying $2-3 million homes for these people, including a penthouse, which we'll come back to later because there's some polyamory involved.
Yeah, I
that
wanted
we
to get
should
into
talk
that.
about. But before we get into that, the financial irresponsibility was insane. So they invested in the $300 million of real estate. They didn't have any risk management tools set up. They also gave a personal loan to Sam Bankman-Fried from the company worth $3.3 billion. And then they raised $420 million in October. And Sam Bankman-Fried kept $300 million.
Right, but where is that money? You can't spend that money. It's got to be somewhere.
Where is it,
No, they'll find that money. If it's
But if it's in
actual
the Bahamas.
No, it doesn't matter. If it's actual cash, I mean, like if it's not a fucking stupid coin shit, they will find it. The homes now. I don't know Bahamian law, but in the U.S. there's like fraudulent conveyance. If you take money that's not yours and you put into an asset, like let's say real estate, it's $300 million worth of real estate. That's a fraudulent.
Wait, but it
not
was
your
their
money.
money. Like,
No, it wasn't, because what happened
if
was,
I give money to a business,
No, but it's a difference though. But there's a thing called the fiduciary. You can't give money to me and I take the money and use it for my personal use and not for your
no,
benefit.
not you. If I give money to Starbucks for a cup of coffee,
That's not
they
what
can do
happened.
whatever the fuck they want
That's
with
not-
that money.
No, there's a difference though. If these people defrauded and they took their money, $900 million, and they're not qualified to be traders, and they traded in something that was not, let's say, hear me out, just listen.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Well, you were about to.
No, I was like
okay.
this.
If they go ahead, for example, you have someone, let's say Morgan Stanley, and you put your money and you say, and they put into a high risk investment, you could sue the brokerage house and the fucking advisor for putting in a risky thing because of breach of fiduciary duty. So if you take an illicit fund, so to speak, or criminal funds, or whatever it might be, and you put it into a real estate or another asset, you can ask the court to convey it back as a fraudulent conveyance. So you can go ahead and do these things. So again, I don't know Bohemian law, but at least if this guy has $300 million somewhere, they'll find it. And the Bohemian, the assets, the employees, they'll probably get it back.
But the thing that worries me about it is like, so this guy and this company were like the second largest donor to the Democratic Party. His mom runs like this huge super PAC that raises hundreds of $millions for the Democrats. Wow. And she like they're like very, very big government supporters, right?
Yeah, doesn't surprise me because
so why would a Democratic government who has been bankrolled by this crime, why would they investigate the crime so much? They're not going to. I don't think anything is going to happen to this guy, TBH.
The person that's in charge of investigating him is Maxine Waters, and they have tremendous ties to each other.
Of course.
Yeah,
but
exactly. There you go.
He got into the pockets of the right people. I agree.
Or did the right
nothing
people? I don't know if he got into the right pockets of the right people. I think the right people set him up.
I don't.
To do all this.
Bronny,
well,
I don't think
his parents are like establishment Dems.
Okay, I'm telling you, there's so much money that people lost. There are a lot of powerful people that people lost money. It's not going to the Democratic Party is not going to make that go away.
Also, isn't it a little odd?
You'll be surprised. There's going to be a lot of successful people that are going to fucking pursue this to the nth degree. It's not going away.
Isn't it odd that
here's the
He'll be
issue,
pardoned.
right? You have 50 creditors. The largest one is owed $226 million. There's 49 other creditors that are owed at least $20 million. There were $5 billion of funds that are gone. So it's like what happened to them. It's not he has powerful people on his side, but he also fucked over a lot of powerful
That's what
people.
I'm saying, Alka. That's exactly what I just said. I agree. I don't think it's going to go away so quickly because if somebody owed me fucking $20 million, let me tell you something, I'd hunt the motherfucker down.
Yeah.
Exactly. So he'll probably, for all we know, the two of them will be killed and we'll never know about it. Seriously. You can't fuck people like that and think it's going to go and then make it go away. Why do you look at Madoff? He fucking took his own life. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I mean, you can't. Maybe he didn't
take his own life.
Maybe he didn't. Correct.
Maybe it was.
There's no way. There's no way that these fucking two are going to walk away scot free. Not going to happen. That's my opinion.
I also just don't think. Well, I think it's a little fishy too that the Democrats, the most pivotal moment in their life was this midterm, right? For the last decade, the most important time was for them to keep some semblance of power over the Republicans in this midterm, and their biggest fucking bankroller, these guys who are criminals doing all this shit, they fall right after the Dems secure their power.
Of course.
1 week after the midterm election is when all this shit hit the fan. I don't know.
Mine's loud. I hear you loud. It's okay. No problem. It is.
It's a little sketchy to me.
No, it's 100%. You're right on the money.
What's very interesting is the way that it's being reported on. So you have people like the Wall Street Journal who are reporting crazy stories. And by the way, every time I read something about this, it gets 100 times worse. But then you have Reuters who put out a headline that said that Sam Bankman-Fried did a big favor for the financial industry. You have the New York Times who came out with a fluff piece. What's interesting is they have an event next week, actually, with Sam Bankman-Fried and a lot of very other powerful people. You know who else is
in it? The president of Ukraine, Zelensky, is going to be speaking at the event. And aren't there weird ties with Ukraine? I was reading something that the Democrats use FTX to maybe invest, or they were sending aid money to Ukraine. They were taking our tax dollars to send to Ukraine, and they put a little bit of it into FTX to make more money or something. I don't know. So sketch.
Yep. He looks like a fucking clown. I wouldn't even fucking trust him.
Yeah. So what's crazy is the last couple of things I want to talk about. They got the biggest venture capital firms and some of the biggest in the entire world. I don't know if these names mean anything to people, but a group called Sequoia Capital, one of the largest tech VCs in the entire world. And then a lot of VCs followed suit because the attitude of VCs are, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. They didn't read into the financials at all. They have no board of directors. They were audited by a Gap metaverse company, which is literally like a company that audits metaverse companies.
God.
And it was very weird. They didn't set up the business very well. Any of the VCs, there's a lot of VCs coming out and saying, oh, we passed on it because they were very shady, but nobody talked about it. Nobody reported it.
Because everyone just wanted to make a little bit of cash.
Nobody gets it.
Yeah.
People are dumb. People are fucking dumb.
Or they're evil and they're like, you know what? Let's just not do our due diligence because we know we can make some mills.
They're not evil. They're dumb. They don't care. They're greedy.
They don't
fucking
care,
people.
right? That's what I mean, greedy.
They're stupid. They're ignorant. They're dumb fucking people. That's what they do. No one questions things. You know how many clients of mine will fucking just sign whatever. They're like, I'm like, why'd you sign that? I don't know. They come to me and like, you just sign things?
Yeah.
People are dumb.
It's mind blowing.
And just because you have money doesn't mean you're smart.
Yes, Beckman, we're running out of time, so let's talk about this crazy sex shit because
we can always come back to them. We can always do this.
It's all good. The last thing I'll talk about is the polyamory stuff. So pretty much, they got this penthouse for 10 of the people, all the most disgusting looking people you've ever seen, and it comes out that they were like having these sex parties and these giant orgies.
They were it's called a polycule, is what I read. That the 10 including the CEO and the CFO, this ugly ass chick, they were all in a relationship, a 10-way. Yeah. So you've heard a throuple, right? Like 3 people who were in a relationship. They were in a 10-way relationship, and they all lived in the same house, and they were all billionaires in the Bahamas running this company, taking everyone else's money.
But they have nothing now, right? They have no money.
I don't know. I don't know where they are, what they're doing.
The other last thing is, and this is the weirdest part, they were all addicted to amphetamines, mostly like Adderall, but they would have courses and they would have seminars for their employees of how to correctly use amphetamines to maximize your production.
This is the world we live
and
in.
FTseX, Sam Bankman-Fried, he wore this patch that was designed for people with Parkinson's, and it was like an extreme amphetamine. So these guys, which is crazy how fat he is, because if you know anything about amphetamines, they're supposed to make you skinny or lose your appetite. But
so he was doped up all the time.
A fucking retard. Let me tell you, look at it.
Yeah.
You know what? It'd be better. It would be a better place if somebody fucking killed them. It would be. This is a waste of time. It's a waste of litigation.
I think they should be publicly executed.
But it'd be better if somebody fucking killed them because it's so asinine. Look at
so what is what's going to be the fallout of this, right? Like all these people have all this money gone, and
well, he'll probably be killed one day. But here's what it's going to be like.
It's a huge blow to the industry because a lot of people have their money tied up with FTX. So there's going to be a lot of fallout with some of the other firms, which like BlockFi. There's a big company called BlockFi. They already filed Chapter 11 because too many of their funds were held on FTX. A lot of FTX employees, apparently they were all encouraged to use FTX as their personal bank account, and all of the employees lost their money. It's going to be very bad for a long time.
Do you think that this will like someone like you, Dad, or like me? Do you think this will cause a bunch of people to never trust crypto and be like, I'm never going to put my money in?
I never was or will. That's
but wouldn't this make it even more where you're going to be like, no, that's a whole Ponzi scheme?
So here's what my father always said. My father was successful, not crazy successful, but very successful, and he did it the old-fashioned way, slow and steady. He never put all his eggs in one basket. You can make a lot of money by putting your eggs in one basket, but it's a high reward, but also high risk. Simple advice here, and I am giving advice, even though I'm not a financial advisor. Slow but steady. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Slow growth is the way to do it. Okay, this risk factor shit. Don't dump it in, where you could if you lose, you're gonna fucking kill yourself, and your life's gonna change. People hogs get slaughtered. There's a saying, greed.
I don't know.
There's a saying like hogs get slaughtered, pigs get.
I don't know.
Yeah, I fucked it up. But the point is, but you can't get greedy. All these places, even these fucking, you said these platforms put a lot of their money into FTTs, whatever. I think that's a big fucking mistake. You got to diversify. You got to have your portfolio diversified. Probably the best thing would happen is these two would be killed, so they're not breathing in oxygen. That'd be the best thing, because what's going to happen is it's like anything else. You don't hear about the Ukraine war. It's all bullshit. The news is fucking propaganda. It's all crock of shit.
Well, the news, because the news is like the establishment, and they're on the side of like.
Correct.
They've made a lot of money from these guys,
because,
so they're
because they don't want it coming back to them that somehow they're involved. Just like we learned that Pfizer fucking advertised all this stuff in subliminal advertising.
yeah.
It's bad. It's bad. And these guys. And another thing. No offense to you young guys, but you can't take advice just because someone might have the scam of becoming a multi-billionaire based on a fucking scam. Someone that's in their 20s, they don't have the world experience. You know what I'm saying? But people look at him like he's God because he has money.
And that's also just the culture we live in. Is like,
right.
If you're like a
An
young
influencer.
tech,
What about influencer?
or just like a young tech guy? Like young tech guys rule the world now.
No, but
because they were able to make a lot of money in a little time.
But I never gave a shit about someone fucking with. So when I was yesterday hanging with my friend Scott, I'm like, you know, people want to be a fucking influencer instead of a fucking doctor or a lawyer today. An influencer, you're a fucking clown. You don't know fucking shit. You put a set of tits on your fucking chest and you got 5 million guys following you. You need life experience. You need fucking substance behind it. And that's what people don't understand. You need substance behind
and stability.
Right. You graduate law school, you pass the bar. You're not a fucking lawyer. You're not going to want that person trying your case. You go to a fucking doctor who graduates medical school. Trust me, he's a doctor by name and by license, but he ain't a fucking doctor. You don't want to fucking
experience is a lot.
You
of
don't
value.
want to fucking operate in you. You fucking become a fucking black belt. All right, great. There's fucking 9 degrees of becoming a fucking martial artist. And you know what I'm saying? People fucking relate just by labels and the money. There's no better education, no better thing than life experience. And you learn a lot by your failures so you don't make them again. And then you can learn from your elders because they've been through it. History repeats itself. You can learn from their fucking knowledge. A fucking kid in his fucking 20s is worth billions because he found a fucking loophole, which if you now find it's a fucking fraud. I mean, shame on the fucking idiots fucking listening to him. Seriously, fucking pathetic people.
Yeah.
Greedy motherfuckers. They got what they deserved. But these two should be shot.
Well, don't say that.
No, I don't have it. They ruin people.
Yeah.
Okay?
And huge companies.
They ruin fucking people and their money. It's like the fucking drug dealers that fucking ruin people's lives with drugs. They should be fucking shot. People that fucking take people's money should be fucking shot.
They should be punished, I'll say.
Yeah, punished by shooting. Okay.
All right. John,
Yeah,
I tweeted the other day that this is why the U.S. should have public executions for things like that.
Yeah, because people would think twice. So here's why
hung in the town square.
And also we can all go and cheer it on.
No, listen,
it'll be entertaining.
I always thought about this. I think, there's so much shit on cable, but there's nothing on Never Watch. I think that they should have a channel, okay, that you have to pay for, and everyone would fucking pay for it, okay, that you watch these sort of public executions. Or
it's like the Hunger Games.
Or I never saw the Hunger Games. Or you have an island and you put every criminal on the island.
That's the Hunger Games.
Oh, was it really? Okay,
not
so
criminals.
They took my idea.
They take random people and make them fight against each other.
Every criminal, and you say, and the island has resources. I'm talking water, electricity, but and soil that you can grow things. But no stores.
It's called Australia. That's what Australia
just
started
listen for a second. Listen, and put them all on there. But there's no way they can get off the island. Let them kill each other. Let them do whatever the fuck they want. Now, every dollar that they make from subscribing to that channel.
So you're saying like it's a reality show?
Yeah, correct.
We talked about this
24/7.
Remember we talked about this? We called it Convict Island.
Right.
It's going to be the name of the show.
24/7. Just hear me out.
I'd love to see Sam Bankman-Fried get shipped off to Convict Island.
24/7. So you can watch it. 2 a.m. you're bored, nothing on fucking cable.
Like the Truman Show.
Every dollar, except like the amount that's, it's like a charity, except for the administrative part to run the show, the cable network, every dollar goes to the fucking victims' families.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
And I guarantee people think fucking twice about doing this shit.
Or people would commit crimes just to become an influencer of Convict Island.
because
that's what our stupid...
No, listen why. No, you're right. That's what would happen. Listen.
People would literally go murder someone to be like, I'm on Convict Island.
But here's the thing.
Getting millions
of
followers.
It would be overpopulated. And here's the best part. You can't make it. They couldn't make a dime off it. There's no storyline behind it. There's no communication with the outside world. We are just. It's like voyeurism. We are just watching
live
them.
Streams.
Just live stream, like you channel news weather, the hurricane, and you watch the live stream from the camera.
But even that they put. Yeah. I mean,
but there's no advertising. You're not allowed to advertise. It's 24/7 the same fucking shit. I'm telling you right now. Idea. It would fucking kill, and you would think fucking twice. And to do on Alex's point. The only intermission breaks would be for people that said, I don't want to be on the island. I'd rather be executed. We'll do public execution.
Okay. Let's do it.
Great idea.
Yeah, it is. All right, we got to go. We got to eat that.
Yeah. All right, Alec.
Beckman, thanks for coming on.
Pleasure. Say hello to your sister and your family for following. We appreciate the loyalty. Have a great Thanksgiving. Again, hopefully I look forward to meeting you in person, buddy.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure, guys.
And
Have
if
a great
anything is
Thanksgiving.
developing with the
Text
story,
Ronnie.
you'll be our crypto correspondent.
Yeah.
So if anything over the next couple of weeks is like crazy on the news, we'll get you back on.
And you educated. I know you educated me on something. I'm still ignorant in it. And no offense, I know you're in the industry, so I apologize what I'm going to say. I just don't trust it. I'm very old school.
It's all good. It's all good. No
But
worries.
I respect
totally
it,
get
and I respect what you're doing. And I really look forward to meeting you. Bron speaks very highly of you.
Absolutely. Have a great Thanksgiving. It was a pleasure, guys.
You too,
All
buddy.
right, see you,
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Helpful.
definitely. All right. On that note, everybody, we'll see you soon. We're going to speak to you. Well, these are our non-Patreon. So if you don't join us on Patreon, which is really fucked up if you don't, but if you have a great Thanksgiving, we'll see you next
Also,
week.
I just got to get this in there
Yeah.
because I
gotta
thought about
pee
this
so badly.
on the drive up here. I was thinking, and I just wanted to say it, FTX, more like FTseX. Bye, everyone.
Oh, God.
Love you, Dad.
Love you too, Ronnie. You're joking, right?
FTseX because
Well, I'm trying to be hopeful. I'm trying to be optimistic about that.
Well, I guess you're too young to be a little pessimistic like me. The fucking things I see out there, people are stupid.